Hey there, it's Brittany, and I'm back with day 11 of the 25 Days of Christmas Jewelry tutorials. Well, today, I don't know, someday, recently, I showed you a haul from Heidi's artisan bead sale, but I remembered I had this pendant from last year, and I didn't have her add a bail to the back of it. So I was looking through, I think this looks really beautiful and vintagey and just gorgeous. And I was looking through my filigree drawer, and I was like, I want to do a filigree with that. So I pulled out a bunch of stuff, and I like some of them. So I really liked this one, but it's very textured, like very 3D, and I would have to like clamp it, and it's very sturdy. Like I don't think I could even like mush that in without a hammer or something. So it'd be pretty hard to glue this to the front of it, and you can't really see the beautiful work of the filigree, and I don't like want to take away too much from the teardrop. I guess I could glue it down here, but again, it's still a little weird. The next one that is a contender is this one. I could just glue it to the front, and then we'll have a bail right here. I would probably want to glue another piece to the back since it's so open. But again, this is very 3D. Now, the one that I think is really pretty is this really flat snowflake. So I think that's at the top of my list, and I could just punch a hole right there. And I think it goes really well because there are snowflakes in the pendant embedded in the resin. And then the one that I really, really love, but I don't know how I'm going to attach it, is this bow. So I just really love how I want the egg, or the well, I'm thinking of it as an egg, but the teardrop to hang below the bow. But the problem is there isn't like a bail here, and there's nothing to like glue it to. However, I could absolutely punch a hole there. So now what I'm thinking is gluing a ring to the back of my flower, back of my egg, and suspending it from the bow, because I just really love the bow so much. And I want to do some burgundy pearls. I'm hoping I have like 10 or 12 millimeter burgundy pearls that'll match that flower, and green with some antique brass and maybe some crystals, and then that's it. Maybe some ribbon in the back. I don't know. I'd have to go digging for my ribbon collection though. So I think we're gonna go with this, although I really love how this snowflake looks too. But I do have a second pendant from her from last year, so maybe later on we can do something with the snowflake. I don't know. I think that's really pretty too. So anyway, that's our project today. We're gonna learn, we're gonna do something. I'm gonna see if I can punch. I'm really scared about punching a hole in this because it's the only bow I have. But this is my metal hole puncher, and I have to punch it far enough in that it's not going to like cause a far enough in that it won't break down here. Although this is very sturdy brass, like this is solid brass. I could punch a hole like right there and use a big jump ring to connect whatever. So what's going to happen is this little flower is going to collapse a little bit, and I'm okay with that as long as we're in the middle. Oh no. Okay, it worked. I was worried that it wasn't going to go through, and then I was just going to have dented my flower, or my bow for no reason. Okay, so now it's going to be Wiggle Town until we can get that out. Okay, so I have a hole, and it's a very large one, but it's going to help me with my pendant. Now, this is a very thick pendant, so what might happen is that it kind of flies forward a little bit because it's so heavy. But if that happens, then we can start from scratch. So I'm going to put my bow there. I need to find a bail for the back of this, and I'll be right back. I found several of these filigrees in my stash. So they're from Artful Market. I don't know if they're still around. I bought these over 10 years ago. Well, probably around 10 years ago, actually, maybe a little bit longer. But I always used them as bails back in the day. However, I have some, like I have two different sizes for some reason, and it seems like the top of the smaller one is a little stronger. So I'm going to go with that one so it doesn't get bent out of shape. The holes drilled off a little bit on that one. I have two of them. Let me see if the other one is any better. It literally got covered up so quickly because I was rooting through the drawer. So I don't even care. I did check a smaller, like 10 millimeter jump ring, and the gauge was too thick. So I switched over to, I think this is 10 or 12 millimeter. And it fit through both holes. So it fit through this and it fit through my bow. And I liked where it hung. It is a little bit larger than I wanted it to be, but I'm not going to hang up on that, get hung up on that. I'm going to grab my E6000, and I am going to put a dot on the back of my teardrop. And I'm not going to put too much because I don't, first of all, I want it to dry pretty quickly, but second of all, I just don't want it to be super messy. And we're going to put some on top of the filigree as well to kind of seat it. So I'm going to move this over a little bit. Find my using these tweezers has really helped my life. So kind of squish that in there, push it down, and then I'm going to come to the front and make sure that it's lined up correctly. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I'm going to scooch it down just a little bit. You know, my eyes might be a little wonky, but I think that doesn't actually look too bad. And then I'm just going to smear a little tiny bit on the back to get all these dots like congealed into one dot. So it dries, the glue from underneath dries on top. I am going to set that aside for at least 20 minutes while it dries. It needs to dry overnight once I'm finished with the necklace, but I really think this is going to be a cute project. While that's drying, I'm going to find some pearls. Okay, for a second, I was super, super bummed. I looked in my red, pink, yellow, orange pearl drawer, and I didn't see any burgundy, and I was so super crushed to the point where I didn't want to do this necklace. Then I looked in a baggie, my red baggie, because it's really tiny apparently, of red pearls, and I found these, and this is the exact color I want. I really wanted these in the necklace. And I looked in my purple drawer and found these. They're so close that I am not going to stop to order pearls. They're so close. These are much richer, but at this point I'm like, I'm not going to stop just to order pearls that I won't use in any other project for now. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pearls will be enough, but I don't know what the design is yet. So if it's not enough, we're going to go with these, and nobody else would know the difference, and you wouldn't even know if I didn't say something. But do you see how beautiful these are against that flower in there? That's exactly what I wanted. These are pretty, not exactly as pretty. So maybe I'll just try and work with my 7 pearls. So the other thing I kind of haven't thought of is how I'm going to attach the bow to the necklace, but I think maybe I'll drill another hole here and either hang it that way, or I'll drill, see, I don't want to drill a hole back here because then I keep calling this a flower, the bow might tilt forward, but I don't really want to drill a hole here because then it'll just be wonky. So I think it'll have to be here. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And let's get these in. Maybe towards the front I'll use the burgundy pearls, and then towards the back I'll use the purple pearls, because nobody's going to tell. Nobody's going to know. It's like my favorite sound on TikTok. Nobody's going to know if I put those in the back. So I also want to get some bead caps, although I'm not sure that I have the bead caps that I really want to use. And I want to find maybe a green or maybe a silver to work in as well. I brought out a bunch of different things, and I kind of want to take you through my thought process as I'm having the thoughts. So I had 7 of these burgundy pearls, so I put those in the front, and 3 on each side, and then 1 leading down to the bow. So I think I'll probably wire wrap a loop onto a pearl or something. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to look yet. I am thinking about wire wrapping these instead of stringing. That's just kind of the look I want. I want it to look a little bit more vintage than stringing. So I want to get some green in here because obviously there is green foliage in the pendant, and those are all real flowers, by the way. She dries her own flowers. It's crazy. She's awesome. So I went and got a bunch of leaves and a bunch of green different things out of my green check drawers, and this is what I came up with. So I got these things out. I have some turbine beads. I even got some flowers. I had these from Sam's Bead Box, and I don't think these are check, but they're table cut. And when I compared them to the pendant, these just were a little too green for me, although I think they're still kind of a strong contender because they'll be a little bit further away and they look more vintage than anything else I'm going to show you. These just didn't go, although they're really pretty with the burgundy. Not really what I'm looking for. These are too dark, although they are pretty. Maybe I'll put those aside. What the leaves that I thought really went well were these. They're kind of the same green and they have a luster on them. And then I really liked these drucks. However, they've got a little blue in them, but that's okay because if we're looking in the back, it's bringing out the blue and the glitter. So I like the drucks. And then I also found these gunmetal crystals, and these are from Beads Inc. from my bead kits. Bracelet kits, and then I saw these turbines and I think those are pretty too. So I've got a lot to work with. I also pulled out these bead caps. I really like them. They kind of accent my bow. They're not exactly the same color, but I don't care. And I got out some chain and some connectors. So my original thought was to link all of these with head pins and eye pins, and then use one of these chandelier like Y connectors. And then so bead all the beads, connect it to here, and then grab 2 pieces of chain and go around the back. But I didn't see this little loop right there. However, I think I can cut that off. So that's still an idea. I really like that. I also have these like swivelly swivels. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah, they're pretty. I think I like these a little bit better because they have a flower and they go with the bow. So let's see the turbines. I don't know, I really love these. I think these came from, oh, these did come from Sam's Bead Box June 2021. I love these turbines. Oh my goodness, those are gorgeous. But I don't have enough of them. Really? Yeah, there were only 5 in there. So maybe I'll just use 2 instead of all of them. I'll put 3 and keep 3, hoard 3 because I love turbine beads so much. I know there's a lot going on here. Put these up there. So if I put a turbine right here, that would be something that we're seeing right away, or put a turbine there. No, don't like that. Maybe I won't even use a turbine, but we'll see. I like these little leaves. I think if we only just use a couple of them, we don't need to, I mean, the whole necklace doesn't have to be leaves. Goldie's around here sniffing, so if you hear something, that's her. I don't know that I like the turbines with the leaves. That's the thing. And I actually, now that I'm looking at these leaves, I like these leaves better. So I will put these back here. They're just a little bit more vintagey looking. No, don't like that. I kind of do like that, but again, that doesn't match the leaves. And I don't know that it matches our pendant so well either. It just really looks really nice with everything else. That's okay. We can work until it gels, no time limit. I do like these leaves. I think I'm going to back off with the turbines and just stay with my original design, which was leaves, crystals, pearls. And what I need to do is see if I like how the crystals look. I know it's weird, like getting the silver in there, but it's like a gunmetal silver. It's not bright silver, and I think it really works in some of the sparkliness from the pendant. So I also had some crystal Rondelle spacers that were anti-brass. Oh my goodness, they're right here. How often does that happen? I actually have a check glass bead earring blitz for Christmas already planned out. All the pairs are planned out, but I wanted to put a different video in between two earring videos. So, okay, I really like getting this in here, and then maybe a crystal on top of that. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then I think we're going to use these. You know that's going to happen when I go, oh my gosh, I love it. We're going to use these bead caps to ensconce, you like that fancy word, these pearls. Let me get a spacer or an eye pen and see if I actually like this. And oh my goodness, I wonder if this is going to be too short. I may just have to do wire. Yes, I love that. There's nothing dainty about this necklace. Okay, so we're going to ensconce 6 pearls with our bead caps, and that'll be 6 links. And then in between we'll have crystals and leaves. And then we'll finish the back off with chain. So let me see if I really end up liking this. Kind of wanted smaller pearls, but, or not pearls, smaller bead caps, but you know, these are the ones I have. I love that. Doesn't that look like a fantastic bead? Oh, that's awesome. And I love that there are going to be 6 of them on my necklace. And then now we have to kind of figure out how many of these do I have. All right. Thing is, I've lost all of my antique copper or antique bronze eye pins. I only have head pins. I have a ton of brass eye pins from that huge Mecca bead haul. So I'm wondering if these will work. If so, we're in luck because I have like thousands of them. It has to be thousands. I think there's just enough room for me to make a loop. I'm just doing simple loops because the eye pins are too small. Could do wire wrapped with some 20 gauge wire, but not today. Yep, that works for me. I'm gonna go ahead and do that 4 more times. I have all 6 of these finished, and I think I'm gonna do a link like this between each one. Now I did test out a leaf as well, but then it just started getting a little lopsided. But then I decided to make a leaf dangle, and I really liked it hanging right here. So what I'm gonna do, I tested it hanging between both ends of the crystal, but I didn't like the two so close together. I'm gonna make essentially my own chain and connect each set of beads with a jump ring, and at the top of each one of my maroon beads I'm going to dangle a leaf to get a little bit of green in there. And yeah, we're just going to do that until we run out of beads, and then I'll put chain around the back and Bob's your uncle, we're done. But I need to wire wrap my little connector for my my bow. I keep wanting to call it a flower and a butterfly because it looks like both. But I have some 20 gauge parawire. This is by Vintage. Got it from Hobby Lobby. Don't need a whole lot. Just going to cut off a piece. And I guess I need to, I always get a little bit of anxiety drilling a hole in one of these because this is the only one I have and I'm going to mess it up. You gotta start over. So I'm just making sure I don't want to do it here. No, I don't, right? My gosh. Okay. To kind of help out a little bit, I'm just going to move these away so I can get a little bit more room in there. I'll be able to squinch them down again when I'm finished. I want to make sure this is in the right spot. So I'll just do it right there. I'll wiggle that out. That actually came out a lot easier than the first one. And we'll just squish those back. And I am going to create a loop. Just like that, and thread it onto, open it up a little bit first. Thread it onto my bow, and then I am just going to twist that a couple times. Try and get that a little bit closer. Somebody said I must have really strong nails with all the garbage I put them through, and I do. They are very strong nails, and that's also why I don't paint them, and I don't get them done. I used to a lot, and they would just break all the time, and I love having strong nails, especially with making jewelry, so that's why they're ugly all the time. But if anybody wondered, nobody's ever said anything about me wearing nail polish, but I won't, because I mess up my nail polish so quickly and then it just messes up my nails. But queen of off topic. So I'm gonna just go ahead and snip that in the back, and I think I will kind of try and tuck that in a bit because it's a little jagged. There. Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. So we have our bow, and then I'm going to put on my pearl. I guess I could do this idea, but I think that would just make it a little too big. So I'm just going to put on my pearl, my spacer, my bead. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful pendant, just like that. And then I'm just going to wire wrap the top. Trying to think, we'll probably just hang this. I could just connect these two to this, but I'm just going to hang this on a jump ring, so it doesn't really need to be facing sideways. And I'm just gonna wrap that around just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm loving it. And then snip it towards the back. Okay, so we have the top of our pendant finished. Let's kind of squiggle that. And then I'm putting this on at the last possible second. It's dry, but it's still malleable, so I don't want to mess with it too much. And then what I'm going to do is just connect my connectors, really. So here is, I'm going to connect up each side, and then I'll connect it to a jump ring in the middle. So I have my first bead section, then my I'm going to put on the leaf, then my next connector, close that up, then I'm going to go up to my next connector, And as you can see, we're building a chain. And it also puts less stress on each connector if we're using the jump rings. That gives them more room to wiggle around. And each one of these loops is less likely to come undone over time if we have something in the middle acting as an agent to help it move around. So there we go. That's so cute. And then I'm just going to keep going. This one, and then our little connector. Sorry, I'm all the way off in left field here. And our leaf. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do both sides and I'll be back. My chain is all together and I ended up having just enough of these antique brass ball head pins to make enough of my leaf dangles, which was crazy, but I ended up deciding I got a really thick jump ring to be my middle ring here. And I was going to put a crystal leading onto the ring, but actually I like how it looks with just the big piece right on the ring. But I'm going to hang a little leaf right here, just like that, and then put this one on, and I'm going to close that up. I keep making necklaces that I keep saying are my favorite ones I've made all year because that Christmas garland one was my favorite up until I made this one. So I'm super excited that I got such great inspiration from Heidi's pendant that she handmade. That is absolutely where this whole necklace originated. Okay, so there we go. I like that. It's super cute. That's flipping around, but hopefully it won't once we get the pendant on. And then we have our chain going up the back. I want this to be a longer necklace, so I'm going to measure it against myself and then put chain on the back to match where I want it to lay. So I need that much chain. And I think, do I want to go with this chain or do I want to go with this chain? I'm actually going to go with the elongated ovals instead of the Rollo chain because it's darker and it looks a little bit more vintagey. So let me remeasure. All of my pliers have blue handles, so I'm reaching for these, reaching for these, reaching for this guy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am just, one side already has a jump ring on. Well, that's not the jump ring I want to use though. Open that up. Get a couple more of these out. And I might not even put a clasp on this if it's large enough to go over my head. I have to double check though. The last thing I want to do is pop my necklace. Oh, I did not open that correctly and I don't want to mess with it. Okay, and then I am going to find my big jump ring and slip it through the bottom of my pendant. And then put on my teardrop. And here we have an absolutely exquisite necklace. Oh my gosh, I could not be more pleased with this necklace. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And to be honest, this is not going to just be a Christmas necklace to me. Yes, it's definitely screaming Christmas because of the snowflakes in there, but this is going to be a winter necklace for me. Oh, thank you, Heidi, for designing such beautiful pieces. Hopefully I did it justice. Let me know what you think. I will include some photos at the end. This is definitely my favorite piece that I've made for my Christmas series so far. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Check out my bead group, and most importantly, stay tuned for Goldie because she's super cute. Have a good day. Bye-bye. She goes belly up when she's about to go to sleep. Right, Goldie? Look at those little teeth. Look at those teeth. He's so cute. Hi, babe. So cute. That paw. She's got Grinch paws. I need to cut her hair.